it's I can share it now.
Yep.
Thanks, buddy.
Yep, no problem. Hello, everybody. Thanks so much for joining us today. We're going to be getting the show started promptly at 7 o'clock and get things rolling. As a reminder, this is a free show. Do not feel obligated to tip, but if you'd like to help support Don and Christine and all they're doing and the wonderful music they're bringing to us tonight, there are links in all of the various chats to do so. Thanks for your patience. We'll get started shortly.
Hello, everyone. Hello. Here, go like this if you can hear me. Hey. All right. I'm Don White. I'm here tonight with Christine Lavin. We're gonna kick 2020 to the curb with a vengeance tonight. We got lots of good stuff planned for you all. I want to give you a layout of how the night's going to go. First, I'm going to introduce Christine in a minute. She's going to play for about a half hour, and then I'll come out and play for about 25 minutes or half an hour. We'll have a short break of four minutes or so. Then Christine and I will come out and perform trade off songs the way we would if it was a real event, and we'll have a little banter back and forth. We'll get this thing wrapped up around 8:30 probably, and then we're going to have a really fun after party with special guests where we get to talk and chat and celebrate some of the community that we lost when we were, because of COVID. So thank you for being here. I want to let you know how we do these things here. So we like to have as many people as possible unmuted so that we can have some interaction. So if you're in a quiet place, which means no dogs barking, no kids, no phones ringing, a relatively quiet place, we want you to raise your hand, and then we're going to unmute you so that we can hear you laugh and hear some applause, so that Christine and I don't feel like we're performing to a computer screen. So the way you do that, Brandon's going to show a little, Brandon is our technician, he's going to show a little tutorial. So at the bottom of your screen is a participants window. See it down there or somewhere on your screen. If you click on that, it opens up a screen, and in that screen, somewhere in it is a blue hand. We call the blue hand of audio freedom. There it is right there. If you click on that, you're telling us that you're in a relatively quiet place and that we can unmute you. You don't have to be nervous about it. If there's some noise, Brandon will mute you and ask you to, you can come back later. But if we can get as many people as possible unmuted, it's so much more fun for Christine and I because we get to interact with you. So look, we have lots of people now with their hands up. So Brandon, unmute them all, and we're going to test it, and then I'm going to introduce Christine. So let's get Sarah and everybody unmuted, and there we go. There they are. They're already acting up. You see how they are? So this is the way it works. So I'm going to count to 3, and when I get to 3, all of you that are unmuted, you're going to laugh like I just said the funniest thing that you ever heard in your life, and we're going to test the interactive Thursday night New Year's Eve event. Okay, 1, 2, 3, go ahead, laugh, everybody. All right, so remember, any sound that you make is as loud as Christine or I. So that means a squeaky chair or whatever is, to picture yourself in a church basement that's very quiet with a really strict minister and who's got a mute button. So, but anyway, we're so glad that you're here. Thank you. Happy New Year, everyone. It is my pleasure to introduce somebody that I toured for 9 years around this country with, and is a very dear friend of mine. We haven't worked together in 3 years. It's just a big night for me. Please, big round of applause for Christine Lavin.
Yeah.
There she is. No sound, Chris.
Yeah.
Okay, now I'm unmuted. Hi, everybody.
Hi.
Hi, Dawn. Dawn, it's so great to see you. You know what? You haven't changed a bit. Your hair.
Since sound check?
Oh, but really, your hair's been the same style for years and years now. You're a real trendsetter. Hi, everybody, and I'm going to start off with a song that people request all the time and I never play because sometimes I'm like that. But I know a lot of you want to hear this song, so here we go. Some people eat grapefruit for breakfast. Some people eat oatmeal. There are those who are sure granola is a very good deal, but not me. I don't go for that stuff. When it comes to nourishment, I get more than enough. Nothing satisfies my taste like sitting down to a great big plate of cold pizza for breakfast, warm Coke to wash it down, maybe a couple of onion rings. Make this girl well-rounded. Give me cold pizza for breakfast, and a pinch cold spaghetti'll do. Oh, there's nothing in the world that I like better than eating cold pizza with you. My man takes me out in the evening. He treats me so nice. We go to the movies, we go dancing, we go for more than a slice. He's gonna order a pie, eat what we can, we take the rest home, that's part of the plan. And in the morning when the sun rises, he sees that crazy look in my eyes. I want cold pizza for breakfast, warm Coke to wash it down, maybe a couple of carrot curls. Make this meal well-rounded. Give me cold pizza for breakfast, and a pinch cold spaghetti'll do. Oh, there's nothing in the world that I like better than eating cold pizza with you. I know that Oprah would never approve, but Oprah Winfrey has a private cook. She doesn't cook, she doesn't buy groceries, because she's so busy starring in her very own TV network and reading fancy books and memoirs. Oprah got skinny, but thank God not too skinny, because Oprah only eats sensible food. But wouldn't you just love it if she called her local pizza parlor, said, boys, this is Oprah. Guess what I'm in the mood for? Cold pizza for breakfast, warm Coke to wash it down. Maybe a couple of pepperoni, make this girl well-rounded. Give me cold pizza for breakfast, and a pinch cold spaghetti'll do. Oh, there's nothing in the world that I like better than eating cold pizza with you. Nothing in the world that I like better than eating cold pizza. Nothing in the world that I like better than eating cold pizza with you. Clap if you love cold pizza. Who loves cold pizza? Who loves cold spaghetti? And this little riff, by the way, if it sounds familiar, it's from Dave Van Ronk's arrangement of the Maple Leaf Rag.
We are muted.
That's how songwriting happens.
They're apparently having trouble here.
We all borrow from each other. We all do. Well, I have gone on the record more than once to say that I think, oops, let me move this cord, that there's a songwriter named Daniel Kaner, who you're going to hear more from later, is one of the best singer-songwriters in the English-speaking world. And he has a show that I've seen 7 times. When I first saw it, oh, by the way, hear that rumble? That's the subway train going by on the Manhattan Bridge. It happens. There's nothing I can do about it. I asked them to stop, but they said no. So anyway, Daniel Kaner's show was first called Jewish Chronicles. Then it was called Gefilte Fish and Chips, which is a much better title, because I grew up Catholic, and there's really, it's very much a show about his ancestors, but we all have the same kind of ancestor stories, just different variations on it. And this is the 3rd song that's in his show, and it's a true story, and it's the story of his grandfather, Isaac. Now, I know there are grandfathers watching, and there's not a lot of songs that really plumb the depths of what grandfathers have as secret longings. Want to raise your hand if you have a secret longing, Grandpa? You want to share it with Grandma? I'm kidding. Don't raise your hand. It's going to cause problems in 2021 if you do. But there should be more songs that talk about the longings of grandparents. But this is the first one that really resonated with me. Here is the story of Grandfather Isaac, Grandfather Isaac, and my Aunt Ray. She wasn't an aunt, not really. She was a friend of the family. On Friday nights and Saturday nights, she was always there, sitting next to Isaac, whilst Isaac said the prayers. Grandfather Isaac loved his wife Sophie. Grandmother Sophie loved him too. He wasn't short of affection, but he was prone to depression. And when that descended, Sophie would say, "Why don't we think about inviting round Ray?" And as soon as he saw her, the dark clouds would lift, and the three of them would laugh about that and about this. If Sophie knew, she didn't say. Neither did Isaac or Ray. But under the table, their hands touch. It's all that they're able to do, though it isn't that much. A power that's so hard to resist arcs across their fingertips. Wound up like coiled springs are they, Grandfather Isaac and my Aunt Ray. Sophie and Rachel were primary school teachers to the immigrant children down Chapeltown Way. And though they shared secrets like best friends do, there was this one subject that was always taboo. Things were not open and free like today. Emotions were stifled and hidden away. Grandfather Isaac had a strict moral code, though he may have been tempted to go down that road. He favored the status quo, and he stayed on the straight and narrow. But under the table, he strokes her knee. It's all that they're able to do, where no one can see. And that was as far as it went, though both knew how much more it meant. Their hearts never came out to play, Grandfather Isaac and my Aunt Ray. Rachel grew older. She never married. No man she encountered could take Isaac's place. She kept a tiny picture of him in her locket of silver. And many years later, on the day that he died, she clutched on that locket and she cried, imagining everything for better or worse, remembering the warmth of his hand holding hers. Under the table, Isaac and Ray speak with their fingers what their mouths dare not say. And somewhere in a parallel land, Isaac and Rachel are publicly holding hands. That's where we'll find them today, Grandfather Isaac and my Aunt Ray. Grandfather Isaac and my Aunt Ray.
Christine.
Thank you.
Woo.
That's a Daniel Kaner song. Oh, all his songs are that good. He's really amazing. You know, because of music, I've had so many little adventures around the globe. And my first trip to Australia was every day was an adventure, because I was given the date that I was to arrive in Sydney, and I was given the date. I keep banging into this microphone, sorry. I was also given the date where I'd be flying out of Melbourne, and no paperwork in between. And this is before fax machines were really being utilized. So I was kind of flying blind from town to town. I would just go to this town, and the promoter would pick me up. And all the promoters had many jobs. Nobody just did concert promoting. One was a vintner, he had this beautiful place where he grew all these grapes and bottled wine. And one guy was a psychiatrist, and one guy in this little town of Castlemaine was a real estate broker. And he had a house that he couldn't sell. People just weren't buying it, so he rented it out. It was a 3-bedroom house, and there were 2 guys living in the house. And I moved in just for a few days and took the 3rd bedroom. Now, both of these guys, it turned out, were going through really difficult divorces. And as soon as I moved in, suddenly their soon-to-be ex-wives were driving up and down the street outside the house, screaming stuff at me, like I'm some kind of an American Jezebel who's come in to corrupt their husbands. It was very, very strange. And I ended up, kind of confiding in one of the guys, and I ended up writing this song, and I haven't done it in decades. But I don't know why this whole pandemic has been so strange for songwriters. Some of our old songs come back and tug us on the sleeve. And so this is my, this town, Castlemaine, had been a huge gold mining town back more than 100 years ago. And these guys both worked at the mine, and they would weigh them when they came to work, and they would weigh them when they left work to make sure they weren't stealing any of the gold dust. And it was just dust. That's all that was left. And anyway, this is my little adventure in Castlemaine. Whoops, sorry. Back in the 1850s, this town just teemed with life. 150,000 miners all were dreaming of a strike. Now 7,000 live here in Castlemaine, and he still works for the mines. Extracts 2 grams of gold per ton of sand dust the gold rush left behind. He asks me about America, a place he loved to be. He's been all over Australia. He's seen everything he could possibly see. He shows me pictures of Ayers Rock, wild birds and kangaroos. Pictures of his little ones and his wife too. Then he said, put out your hand, and I will give to you what I found on a recent trip. He lays in my palm a mound of multicolored opal chips. When his fingers touch mine, I feel a longing from within. Did that originate from me or from him? But it's 4 o'clock. He leaves for work. He returns home late that night. I'm in the room right down the hall. I can hear him snap on the light. I hear him softly humming. I hear a turning of a page. I dream that night of wild birds trapped inside an opal cage. Ooh, 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 In the morning when I wake up, he's in the kitchen making tea. He smiles and he says he's got one more parting gift for me. Close your eyes, put out your hand, he says. I do, then I feel something cold. In my palm are 2 tiny rocks laced with veins of gold. I've never seen such beauty, so elegant, so rough. I say thank you, I'm embarrassed. He's so bashful that I blush. He drives me to the station. He walks me to the train. I wave goodbye forever to him and Castlemaine. Ooh, ooh, ooh. saw an opal in a golden setting in a shop window last night. It glowed on Fifth Avenue beneath the cool street light. I thought about that miner, that warm November day. Oh, here's hoping he too finds his way. I thought about that miner, I thought about that day. Oh, here's hoping he too finds his way.
Oh, Christine, that was beautiful.
Well, thank you, but you know what? I have to tell you something. I left out the second verse, and I'm singing the whole song thinking, oh my God. The second verse, I'm trying to see if I can jump into it. What happened was, when I was first talking to him, I noticed, he said the house he built for his wife and babies, the house he lived in with his wife and babies, he had built with his own two hands. But in his place, now there's another man. And I noticed his young but weathered hands, and tanned except for where it was he wore a wedding band. So this guy was actually living in this other house because the house he built for his family, this other man moved in. And that was a real important part of the song. I left it out. That's what happens when you try to do a song from 40 years ago. So anyway, the thing I have to tell you, he insisted on driving me to the train station in Castlemaine. And I said, oh, wait a minute, I left something. So I went back. I didn't forget something. What I had done was I had written him a note. I thought he was a really good guy, and he's a hard worker. I mean, he gave me these chips of opals, and he gave me these rocks with gold, that he smuggled out of the job that he had. And I just really felt for him. I just thought, this is a good guy, and he's going through a terrible thing. So I wrote him this note. And I happened, at the time, I was young and frisky, thinking I had this very beautiful, so a headshot. And I wrote it on the back of my headshot, and I left it on his pillow. So when he came back from work, he would see it, and he'd go, oh, damn, she was down the hall, and I didn't do anything. He already had his wife mad and crazy and screaming things out of the car. But anyway, we're going into the land with too much information. I'm no longer like that. But now I have a wonderful little surprise for you. One of the great things that have happened over the years is some of the artists that I've met in different disciplines who end up being drawn to folk music. And one of them, her name is Betsy Francofini, and she came to my concert and she said, I love your song Amoeba Hop, and I want to turn it into a children's book. And I was like, oh yeah, this is going to happen. And it really did. It really, really happened. And she's here. Please welcome to your screen, Betsy Francofini.
Hi, everybody. Thank you so much, Christine, for asking me to join in. You know, I always love being with you. She's brought such life to my life, doing this little book together. And we collaborated. We got some scientists on board with us. The scientists gave us an award for this book, and it's Christine's wild and creativity, her wild imagination and creativity that came up with this song. And I just matched it with some pictures.
Well, Betsy, I love it so much, and I love the fact that the little kids around the world are being turned on to science by this book. Absolutely. And maybe they'll grow up to save the planet. So what we're going to do is I'm going to sing this song, and Betsy's going to turn the pages. And a lot of people don't realize this is how MTV got started, but it did. Okay. So you ready, Betsy? You ready, Brandon? He's going to be kind of directing from the control room. Oh yeah, and there's a CD in the front. And here we go. This is the story of the Amoeba Hop. Just a little puddle of muddy water left there after the rain. I got down on my knees, looked close, I saw things I couldn't explain. There was all these itty bitty teeny weeny little tiny creatures swimming and sloshing about. I put my ear down to that puddle and I could hear one of them shout, we're going to the Amoeba Hop. Everybody gonna be there. Got my eye on a cute pair of museum. You know, the one with the wiggly hair. Rockin' and rollin' and shaking their cells and slapping their silly all over. The good times don't never gonna stop when you go to the Amoeba Hop. That's what I heard. I mean it, I mean it, I mean it, I mean it, I mean it. Then I spied a shy protozoan swinging all by himself. He was looking for a partner to shake the leg with. Everyone was dancing with everybody else, so he was so lonely till Mother Nature showed him what to do. He boogied down, he did a little binary fission, split himself in two, and now he's got a partner for the Amoeba Hop. Everybody gonna be there. My oh, nucleoli, have you ever seen such perfect pair? Rockin' and rollin' and shaking themselves, slapping their silly all over. Well, the good times don't never gonna stop when you go to the Amoeba Hop. Good times don't never gonna stop when you go to the Amoeba Hop. Some folks think that one-celled animals don't know how to swing. People who say that,
They're wrong.
'cause I saw a band of algae get up there and sing. When the
When the red robin comes bopping along.
but to them it's a monster song.
Wait, Chris, there.
Oh, the potter was jumping, so was I. I guess I lost my head. In my excitement, I splashed it dry. Oh my God, I thought they was dead. But no, they just come splashing down right into my hand. And sure enough, I could still hear that swinging algae band sing. We're going to the Amoeba Hop. Everybody gonna be there. Cutting my eye on a cute berry museum. Look at the hair, girls, look at the hair. Rockin' and rollin', shaking yourselves and slapping pseudopody all over. Well, the good times don't never gonna stop when you go to the Amoeba Hop. Good times don't never gonna stop when you go to the Amoeba Hop, hop, hop. But good times don't never gonna stop when you go to the Amoeba Hop.
That was wicked awesome. Oh my God.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you. And the little girl did the responsible thing by dropping those little amoebas into a pond of fresh water where they continue to do binary fission and everything else they do in life and live on forever and ever.
Yay!
Thank you. And then the real science happens in the back of the book, where you can see what these amoebas really look like. Oh, where are they? Yeah. And I worked with scientists with all the information in the back, and Christine also gave us the music. What would you call it? The lyric sheets, or what is it? The song
Yeah,
sheet?
it's a sheet music.
Sheet music, that's it. I knew it was something else.
And by Betsy has a brand new book that's just come out in this month, December 2020. And it's all about diatoms. And at the after party, she'll tell us about it.
Chris, how many people know what a diatom is? Raise your hand.
What is a diatom, Betsy?
Well, some people know. Can we ask the person who knows what it is?
Single-celled organism.
Organisms in the ocean with a hard shell.
Yeah,
Silica,
yeah.
like a little.
They're nicknamed the jewels of the sea because they're so pretty.
Not good to breathe them in either.
Oh, they can cut you. Because they're very sharp.
You know what? It looks like Don White has a diatom right behind him.
Yes,
That's what they kind of look like.
That's right. It also looks a little bit like a coronavirus, but we won't go.
But Betsy, what's your website? Is it betsyfrancofini.com?
Yes.
So
BFF, and if you can only remember BFF photography, you'll find me on the websites that way. But my website is betsyfrancofini.com.
I put it in the chat too.
oh, Brandon put it in the chat.
Thank you.
So we'll talk to Betsy a little bit later about that.
Thank
Now, Well, thank you, Betsy. Thank you so much. I'm going to end my portion with the world debut of a video that I just finished an hour ago. And I just got this idea to ask friends on Facebook, some people I know, some people I don't, what is something that they've missed in the year 2020? And I put all of their pictures together. And I want you to know that at the very end of the video, we're not going to see it right now, but the very end is a complete roll of the credits of who everybody is in the pictures. And around 10 o'clock, we're going to post it on Facebook and YouTube and different places. But this is the first time that we're going to see it. And you won't know who all these people are till later. But we hope that that this will bring us all a little bit of comfort at the end of this very, very strange year.
I don't want to say goodbye for the summer. Darling, I promise you this. I'll send you all my love every day in a letter sealed with a kiss. Guess it's gonna be a cold, lonely summer. I'll send you all my dreams every day in a letter sealed with a kiss. I'll see you in the sunlight. I'll hear your voice everywhere. I'll run to tenderly hold you, but darling, you won't be there. I don't want to say goodbye for the summer, knowing the love we'll miss. Oh, let us make a pledge to meet in September and seal it with a kiss. I'll see you in the sunlight. I'll hear your voice everywhere. I'll run to tenderly hold you, but darling, you won't be there. Guess it's gonna be cold on the summer, but darling, I promise you this. I'll send you all my love every day in a letter. Seal it with a kiss. Seal it with a kiss. Seal it with a kiss. Seal it with a kiss.
That was beautiful. Hey.
Oh man, let's take some more noise for Christine Lavin. How about that, everybody?
All right, Christine.
So Chris will be back later on. We'll be doing some stuff together and in the after party too. So thanks everybody for being here. This is a song that I wrote before COVID, but I've been practicing it because eventually I'm going to be able to take my wife out in public and in crowded places. So I want to have this song all ready for that when that opportunity comes. I've got $300 bills that are all brand new. They are begging me to think of something cool to do. How about I'll take you downtown, spend them all on you. I don't want to stay home tonight. We have worked so hard for so many years, built a home, a life, a family, and 2 careers, saved our money for the future. Now the future's here. I don't want to stay home tonight. I can't stay home again tonight. I can't stay home again tonight. I can't stay home. Can't stay home. I can't. I need you and me how it used to be. Every week on Friday night, there is so much history that only we can see. Can't stay home again tonight. Me and Michael, Johnny, Richard, Ruthie, and Joan all had bouts with cancer last year, you know. If cancer was a man, I'd punch him in the throat. I don't want to stay home tonight. 'Cause time isn't sentimental, it doesn't seem to care about your plans or your hopes and dreams. It just keeps track of your minutes, then it wipes the slate clean. I don't want to stay home tonight. I can't stay home again tonight. I can't stay home again tonight. I can't stay home, can't stay home. I need you and me how it used to be. Every week on Friday night, there is so much history that only we can see. Can't stay home again tonight. Well, I know we can't party like we did before. Can't stay out till 4 in the morning no more. But the house is paid off and the kids are all grown. What the hell have we been working for? Let's take a nap. Take our inhalers. Take a multivitamin. And then go out to hear some music with all of our friends who did die from the way we used to party back then. I don't want to stay home tonight. 'Cause time isn't sentimental, it doesn't seem to care about your plans or your hopes and dreams. It just keeps track of your minutes and wipes the slate clean. I don't want to stay home tonight. I can't stay home again tonight. I can't stay home again tonight. I can't stay home, can't stay home. I need you and me how it used to be. Every week on Friday night, there's so much history that only we can see. Can't stay home, can't stay home. I can't stay home again tonight. But of course, I get home. Ta-da!
Very done.
All right, this room that I'm in here is what used to be my daughter's bedroom, and she moved out of here eventually. I didn't know it took a lot to get her out of here, but we finally did get her to move out. And the car that was taking her away wasn't around the corner. I could still see the tail lights of it when I decided that this was going to be my office. So here's a song about all the clever ways that my wife and I conspired to get our children out of our home.
Don, double check your original sound.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, it's all set.
Okay, just checking. Thank you.
Yep. So this is called B16 with me. Our kids are grown. They're both in their 20s. They live at home. They are never gonna leave. And why should they go? They've got it good here, you know. Their food, their phone, their rent is free. They would have to be out of their minds to leave. But I was thinking, what if things were different? You know, living here at home with you and me. What if we decided we could act like they both did when they were in their teens? So wake up, mama, climb out of this window. I've got the key, let's steal our daughter's car. And we will both get really drunk, or we'll put a big dent in her trunk. And we'll drive real fast down the thoroughfare. If we get a speeding ticket, we won't care. We'll be the ones up all night acting wild. And they'll We'll be the ones up all night worrying. Wake up, mama, climb out of this window. Come on out, be 16 with me. Picture our kids calling all of our friends up and asking them if they know where we are. Of course, all our friends will lie and say they ain't seen us all night, but we'll be standing right beside them while they're on the phone, smoking and drinking and carrying on. And when we come strolling home on Sunday morning, you know, around 10 o'clock while the neighbors walk to church, our kids will ask us where we've been, and then they'll ask us again, and we will just make up a great big lie and swear that it's the truth until the day we die. And they'll be the ones trying to find the truth out. We'll be the ones who are lying through our teeth. And under pressure, we'll confess that we had unprotected sex. That will gross them out so much they might just start to think about moving out. Let that sink in for a minute, you little holograms. Go ahead, think about that for a second. If turnabout is fair play in this life, then what better way to encourage them to leave than to give them both a dose of what it was like to live with them when they were in their teens. So wake up, mama, climb out of this window. Don White has got the key. Let's steal our daughter's car. And we will both get really drunk. We'll put a big dent in her trunk. And no one will know where we are until we come home in a police car. We'll be the ones up all night acting wild. They'll be the ones up all night worrying. Wake up, mama, climb out of this window. Oh man, be careful. You're not as young as you used to be. That's 40 feet down there. I should have brought a ladder, probably. You know what? The kids are both drunk and passed out. Let's just go out the front door. Come on out and be 16 with me.
Well done. Thank you so much.
Happy New Year, everybody!
That one.
There is a little girl with pretty curls. She's about 5 years old, and she is waiting at the gate for her dad to come home. When he pulls around the corner in his shiny white car, she feels the magic light up in her heart. And he picks her up and he holds her. He says he missed her. He's glad that she is here. As the child lays her head on his shoulder, she whispers these words in his ear. Daddy, I know exactly what love is. Love is real simple and true. Love is this feeling my heart gets when I'm being held close by you. Now she is 20 and there's plenty of love everywhere. She's getting married, so her family and her friends are all there. They've gathered this morning to stand at her side as she waves goodbye to this time in her life. And they each take a moment to hold her and to tell her what she means to them in a world that seems to keep getting colder. She has been blessed with a warm family and friends. She says, I know exactly what love is. Love is real simple and true. Love is this feeling my heart gets when I'm being held close by you. Now they are 60 and their history spans 40 odd years. They have buried their parents. Now their grandkids are here. There's something about the way they look in each other's eyes that speaks softly about the meaning of life. And when he puts his arm out to hold her, it feels so familiar and warm. She thinks love is an expanding endeavor till your last breath, from the moment you're born. She says, I know exactly what love is. Love is real simple and true. Love is this feeling my heart gets when I'm being held close by you. Now she is 80 and she hates being in this nursing home. Her man's been gone now for a long while and she feels so alone. She closes her eyes and she begins to pray that a little comfort might just come her way. And God lifts her up and he holds her. And she remembers this feeling she has. She is not a woman whose life is almost over. She's a little girl being held by her dad. And God, I know exactly what love is. Love is real simple and true. Love is this feeling my heart gets when I'm being held close by you. And God, love is real simple. Love is real simple. Love is real simple and true.
Oh, Don, just beautiful. Love it, Don. Wicked awesome.
That song.
Thank you. Thought you said this guy was funny. What the hell was that? I can see you tomorrow. How was the comedy show you went to last night? It was the worst comedy show I've ever been to. All right, I want to do 2 more songs, and then we're going to take a break. So it's not an intermission. It's kind of like just enough time to pass the hat. And what we say whenever we do these concerts, Christine and I and a lot of the artists that were out doing this, is we love you. You are welcome here. If you're struggling, if you're out of work, you don't have to spend any money, and you're always welcome where I am and where we are. But if you can donate to some, we'll put the splash up here, the information. It's in the chats too. Buy some groceries for Christine and Dawn White. My wife will be happy about that. So we'll do that. Take a little break. Then we'll be back. Chris and I will trade songs back and forth, and then we'll have an after party where there'll be just a big song circle and all kinds of stuff happening. So here we go. Here's a song I want to do now. This is a song that I wrote because in my state, Massachusetts, weed is legal. It's legal, and I'm okay with that. I don't smoke it myself, but I'm glad nobody's going to jail for it. I'm okay with that. I'm glad if you're suffering or if you just want to have fun. Remember, it used to be like, I don't know, around here it used to be like quasi-legal. Do you know what I mean? Like you had to get your doctor to lie for you. Do you remember those days? When your doctor would say, Dawn has some anxiety, and early stages of glaucoma, so I'm prescribing some Hawaiian bud for him. So it used to be that way, but now you just walk in the store and get it, and I'm okay with it. Like I said, I don't smoke it myself. I'm okay with it, but here's my 2 issues. First issue is you can't go anywhere and not smell weed in this town anymore. Anywhere. It's like it's coming out of churches and kindergartens and police cars. Like you walk up to you drive up to an intersection and there's 3 other cars there and smoke is just pouring out of the windows and you're like, hey, go ahead, and they're like, oh no man, you go ahead.
No.
And then the joggers, I'm so worried about joggers. They leave their house totally sober, come back an hour later with a big 2-pound bag of Doritos and they, calling up rehab. But I don't even care about that. My real concern is about conversation. If we were in a real venue at the end of this thing, Christine and I would be sitting around and we would be chatting it up, man. We'd be talking to you, wanting to hear what you have to say. That's how we learn. I am a connoisseur of conversation, and the kind of conversation that I'm really fond of is the kind where the person you're talking to can remember what you just said. You know that kind?
What'd you just say?
I didn't get that.
I'm a huge fan of that kind of conversation. So don't get me wrong. I'm not like I can see, like I can have this on gallery view right now, and I can see half the squares in this thing. I got smoke in them. Square number 15, they're firing up. Do what you want. It's okay. All I'm saying to you is that don't talk to me under the influence. That's all I'm saying. All right. All right. We're gonna have to go underground. Those of us that like focused conversation, we're gonna have to have like speakeasies. We'll call them speak coherently easies. That's what we'll call them, right? You'll need a secret password. Okay. I sat around with a bunch of stoners. I listened to them talk all night long. They were sure that their conversation was deep with meaning. They were wrong. 'Cause when you smoke it, it makes you stupid. I thought you knew it, but I was wrong. We're not having a conversation. This is nothing at all. My friend Harry lit up a fatty to celebrate my brand new job. I watched his brain float out of my window. He left me talking to an empty blob. 'Cause when you smoke it makes you stupid. I thought you knew it, but I was wrong. We're not having a conversation. This isn't nothing at all. So I have to get into character for this part. So I'm gonna droop my eyes quite a bit, and I'm gonna slow the guitar down to stoner speed. Here, wait a second. There you go. It's still too fast, isn't it? Wait a second. Yeah.
There you go.
All right. So I'm in the basement. 19 years old. Somebody's mother's house. They're away for the weekend. There's a lot of smoke. My best friend, 19. He's across the room from me. He's about to say something that he knows is going to change the whole trajectory of all of our lives because it is so deep and so meaningful. And this is what he says. What if our whole life was just a dream, man? What if we're dreaming this right now? I forgot what I was just saying. Let's order pizza. Wow. 'Cause when you smoke it makes you stupid. I thought you knew it, but I was wrong. We're not having a conversation. This is nothing at all. It cures glaucoma, it cures insomnia. Some people say that it is a cancer cure, but it does not cure incoherent conversation, that's for sure.
All right.
Look at you all. I see. Look at all the smoke in these squares. Unbelievable. You guys have a good
know what
time.
you're talking
All
about.
right. All right. So here, I'm gonna play this one more song, and we'll have a short break. You can donate if you want to, and then Chris and I will trade some songs around. And want to thank you for surviving this last year and for being kind to each other. If you got a friend that's struggling, that you knew was struggling before this, give them a call. Sometimes if I call somebody that I know is alone, I feel when I'm done talking to them that I might be the only person that they talk to in a month or something. A little bit goes a long way here. So I'm going to end with a song called The Victory Dance. This is a song that I wrote when I lived in Maine. My wife and I lived in Maine, a house with no running water, 2-seater outhouse. My parents were, their disappointment in my life choices at that point in my life where I had a 2-seater outhouse, they were palpable. Their disappointment was palpable. You could feel it, right? And we lived in this house, and one day I said to my wife, this was in 1982 probably, I go, I believe that we are penniless, like without a penny. And she said, let's try to prove this theory. And so we went into the closet and stuck our hands in all the pockets, pulled out nothing. Went in the like we didn't have any money in the bank, nothing. Like we just and we were laughing. I mean, we had a sense of humor about this. Like we stuck our hands down in the cushions of the couch, and I went, wait, whoa, nope, that's a cough drop. We're here, no, that's a Cheerio. No, without one penny. So we looked at each other, and we prior to this we had hitchhiked for 3 years and really learned the lesson that things would work out, and so we just decided to dance. We waltzed, we did we don't have a single penny waltz, and that behavior under pressure has set the tone for our entire lives, and we're 42 years married now. And so I want to play this song for you. This is called The Victory Dance, and then we're going to take a break. The first part of the break, 4 minutes. The first part will be a public service announcement that's very important. And then the last 2 minutes of it will be the information where you can donate if you want to buy Christine Lavin some groceries and the White family some too. All right. I overheard a man complaining how his 401k was not performing quite how he would like it to. As he sipped his double latte and continued to complain, I thought about that day in 1982. We were living in the shack with the outhouse in the back. If I'm not mistaken, you were pregnant too. We thought it might be funny to count up all of our money and discuss all the investing we could do. We pulled our pockets inside out, we pulled the cushions off the couch, we stuck our fingers way down deep inside. And then we emptied out the pockets of the jackets in our closet, but not one single penny did we find. So after the realization our financial situation was not conducive to investment at this time, we decided to invest in what we've always done best. We danced around the kitchen for a while, we do the victory dance. Life is such a mess, we don't know what else to do. We do the victory dance when being penniless became literal to me and you. Well, you can jump off of a building, take a bunch of pills, walk around in a trance, but if you wake up in the morning on the right side of the lawn, go on and do the victory dance. I got fired from a job I've been working at for 20 years faithfully. Oh dear, oh God, oh my, how will I survive without a corporation taking care of me? I was so stressed out for weeks, couldn't eat, couldn't sleep, didn't think that things would ever turn my way. Then a couple months went by, I began to realize, man, I really hated working at that place. So I started working for myself, improved my mental health. Now I'm happier than I've ever been before. Oh dear, oh my, oh God, I should have quit that stupid job 19 years ago. I do the victory dance, but my life forces me to go out on my own. And then I just declare victory, and I march my army home. There are things you can't control, things you'll never know, and things are always left to chance. If you're a clerk or you're a farmer, work from home in your pajamas. Do the victory dance. When your life forces you to go out on your own, I say just declare victory and then march your army home. There are things you can't control, things you'll never know, some things are always left to chance. But if you wake up in the morning on the right side of the lawn, if you're a clerk or you're a farmer, work from home in your pajamas. If your health is getting worse but you can still flirt with the nurse, If the world is going to hell and you cannot buy Purell. If you're stuck in a tiny house with your children and your spouse. If they canceled all your shows and you got nowhere to go, now you're sitting in your room playing concerts on Zoom. What? And you wonder what it means to play songs to a computer screen. Across the top are little squares. And all your friends are trapped inside of there. And you say to your friends who are trapped in the squares, give me a sign, let me know you're all okay in there. Somebody just held up a sign that said, save me. You know, trapped in a square on a computer screen is just a metaphor for quarantine. If you lose your money, but you still got your honey. If you lose your honey, but you still got some money. If you find it hard to cope cause your kids are all on dope, don't surrender yet. Try not to forget in this game of life we're in. In this game of life we're in this game of life that we are in. If you don't die, you win.
Hey, Donnie!
Good one. Woo!
All right, I'll be back with Christine Lavin and some special guests in 4 minutes. First 2 minutes is the public service announcement. The next 2 minutes is information on how you can buy groceries for Christine Lavin and Don White. I'll see you in just a little while. Thanks, everybody.
Excuse me, have you been smoking any pot today? No. Well, you've been stopped here for 15 minutes. Can you tell me why that is?
We're waiting for the stop sign to turn green.
How high are you?
Hi, how are you?
No, I said, how high are you?
Hi, how are you? This guy was so friendly, babe.
Okay, I am going to have to conduct a pot sobriety test.
Oh, man, I'm too high for that.
Blow into this?
Hey, is that a breathalyzer?
No. Okay, now I'm going to ask you a few questions to determine your ability to drive. Why is a pizza box square when the pizza's a circle and all the little slices are tiny triangles? Which of these two snacks would you prefer? Chips or the cookie dough? Step out of the car, please. Let's go.
Please, don't drive high. We're getting cookie dough all over the back of our cruisers. A message from the Royal Canadian Mounted Police.
Oh, that was
Oh my god, my hat flew off.
Has to be me.
Links are in the chat. Could they get a link up and I can get to it? It's usually good. Or I thought of that. Just see that stuff up in the back.
Where's Don's info?
Hey, I'm back. Did you miss me? You know you did. All right, here I am. So thank you for everyone who donated. As you noticed, it's just Christine's information there. She's going to split the money with the White family after. So thank you for those of you that donated. We'll have one more chance to do it. So what we're going to do now as part of our little package of surprises here is Christine and Lavin and I toured for almost 9 years all around the country and just had the most fun that you can imagine. And we'd like to show you now a 5-minute clip that was recorded, I believe, in 2016 at the Ark in Ann Arbor, just to give you an idea of what kind of trouble we caused when we were together. Then when we come back, we'll trade some songs off for the rest of the program. But here, enjoy this here.
We were probably there.
Yeah.
I am at the opera. I don't like the opera, but he loves the opera and I love him. I follow the libretto, I follow the conductor when I follow the plot. My head begins to spin. I don't understand a word, even when it's English. Everyone around me says, this is divine. I don't like the opera. Look, I'm at the opera. Good thing he can't read my mind. How long did you say this opera was? 16 hours of opera. What a treat. I am eating sushi. I do not like sushi. He loves sushi and I love him. I'm poking with a chopstick at a living, breathing fish stick. Oh my gosh, I think it's trying to swim. Some say eating sushi is like cheating on your own cheek or sucking down a bucket full of tentacle slime. I do not like sushi. Look, I'm eating sushi. Good thing he can't read my mind. That is a fascinating texture. What was that I was eating? Ooh, it's like the suction cup at the bottom of the bathtub mat. I gotta stop here. I wrote this song a long time ago when I fell in love with somebody that I really had nothing in common with, and I tried so hard, you know, to like all the things that he liked. And I sang this song at an open mic at a club called Birdland in New York, and this guy called me over afterwards and he said, you know, you should write a version of that song for a man to sing. It's not just women who do stupid things in the name of love. Men do that too. Is that true? So I took the challenge, I really did, and I'm not kidding you when I tell you the first thing I wrote down on a piece of paper before I started writing the song was I had to imagine a folk singer doing it, a dude, and so I wrote at the top of the paper for Don White. And here he is tonight to sing Good Thing She Can't Read My Mind, a dude's eye view representing all of you dudes in dude-dom. Mr. Don White.
I am at a shopping mall. I do not like shopping malls. She loves shopping malls and I love her. Each time she goes to look at shoes, I'm reacquainted with the blues. I'm sure there are men here who will concur. I wanted to stay home today to watch the Green Bay Packers play a monumental pigskin contest of the manly kind. But I am at a shopping mall. I hate shopping malls. Good thing she can't read my mind. Sure, I'll hold your purse for you while you're trying that on. No, I don't think that dress makes your butt look big. I am at a craft fair. I don't like craft fairs. She loves craft scrapbooking, and my favorite, dream catchers. What the hell's a dream catcher? What the hell is decoupage? More is dancing. Oh my god, I need a place to hide. I am at a craft fair. I hate craft fair. Make my own soap? How did you know that was my dream?
He is not complaining, he's just making observations. Expanding your horizons is a sign of sophistication. Now he's in a Pilates class every Sunday morning, but sometimes lots of folks who know that come in without warning.
I'm at a chick flick. I'm at chick flicks. She loves chick flicks and I love her. Oh my god, it's a double bill. Now I'm really feeling ill. It's peaches followed by the way we I am in an awful mood. I am eating awful food. All I wanted to do was to sit back and unwind. But now I'm at two chick flicks. I'll give you $100 to kill me. What did you say next weekend? A 48-hour marathon on the Lifetime Women's Channel of episodes of Say Yes to the Dress, just me and you all weekend. Awesome.
You see me at the upper end.
You see me at a chick flick.
See me in a sushi bar, wallowing in despair.
Don't feel sorry for me, I must be in love. What the hell else would I be doing there?
Before momentum life was dull, I never took any chances. Now I leave it every opportunity I find. I don't like the opera
For chick flick?
or sushi bars, but maybe I will in time.
Maybe I will in time.
Go bungee jumping with you.
Spend the weekend at the Downton Abbey napkin folding convention. Sure, I'd love to.
I want to do one more song, don't you?
Oh man, come on. That was awesome. I miss those days. I can't wait to get back to them. Those of you in Ann Arbor, we'll try to get back out there someday for you. Let me do this song here. We'll get Christine and I will trade back and forth for a couple songs each, and then we'll wrap this up. So here, that was in Michigan. Here's one for my Michigan folks. That's where we were there. I went to California when I was young. Stood beside the highway, waved my thumb. I met a lot of maniacs, met a lot of bums. They were all really kind to me. Life is not like TV. People in Michigan say hello to people on the street that they don't even know. And drivers in Boston make a left-hand turn without turning their signal on. 1993, if you were talking to yourself walking down the street, it was sad, because it meant that you were crazy. Now it means that you're a businessman. It's not crazy, but still kind of sad. I went to California when I was young. I stood beside the highway, waved my thumb. Met a lot of maniacs, met a lot of bums. They were all really kind to me. Life is not like TV. You know, my boss is younger than my children are. I've got to tell you people, that's so bizarre. He's so adorable. When he yells at me, it makes me want to pinch him on his cheek and say coochie coochie coo coochie. I went to California when I was young. Stood beside the highway, I waved my thumb. Met a lot of maniacs, met a lot of bums. They were all really kind to me. Life is not like TV. People in Michigan say hello to people on the street that they don't even know. And drivers in Boston make a left-hand turn without turning their signal on. They're not thinking about you at all. They just keep on rolling, keep on rolling, keep on rolling along. All right. And the crowd goes wild. That's right. The holograms are going wild. Square number 14. They need a doctor over there. I can tell right from here. All right. So, thank you, everyone. It's my pleasure now to introduce my friend Christine Lavin. Normally, at the shows that we did, we would sit side by side here. We can do the best we can to sort of simulate that here in cyberspace. But let's have a nice round of applause for one of the great artists in this world, Miss Christine Lavin.
Oh, thank you, Don. I got to tell you what I was flashing on when you were showing that clip of Good Thing. Don and I would have to sometimes travel for hours and hours and hours in the dark after shows. And I don't really drive. I have very poor depth perception. He did all the driving. So I found ways of keeping him awake. And one of the ways I would keep him awake is to give him a blow-by-blow of the latest episode of Say Yes to the Dress. Because he hated it so much. He'd say, there's 1,700 white dresses. Pick one. Get on with your life. But one day, we were in New England. And we went by this shop called Vows, which also had its own television show. And it's sort of off-price. Wait, hold on a second. My computer's sort of unplugging itself. This store called Vows, where they have off-price wedding gowns. And I didn't realize, when I saw it, I was like so excited. Oh my God, there's Vows. And Don made this big giant U-turn driving. And then we pulled into Vows and he took my picture so I could be in front of the window of Vows. And I know how much he hated wedding dresses. And I knew he was thinking, I hate wedding dresses. She loves wedding dresses. Oh, Don. And when we were in Canada, remember that snowstorm that you had to stick your head out the window?
Yes, it's a glamorous life, the road, I have to tell you. Yeah, lightning storms. We were in there's a place, the road from Detroit over to Ontario that goes right around Lake Huron. The wind comes, it's flat there, and it just makes a whiteout. Just like we had to, she was so panicked. I got out of the car, and she's like, "Where are you going?" I'm like, "I'm leaving you here. I'm going home." No, I had to get out because I couldn't see where the edge of the road was. It was a complete Canadian whiteout. And then we went to the gig, made our $100 and went home. It was good. It's a glamorous life, I had to tell you.
But Don, what was crazy about that one, before we actually pulled over, you pulled that little stunt, we saw cars pulling over on the side of the road, and they all had Canadian license plates, and we thought, what do they know that we don't know? Because they stopped driving. That's how scary it was. But we crazy Americans, we thought we could do it. Such adventures we had. Well, I'm going to do this song, which this is the end of the year when a lot of you are going to be updating your resumes. And I'm going to put this in gallery mode for a second because I just want to see. I want you to raise your hands for real. If you think you have psychic powers, raise your hands up. Hardly anyone. Well, okay. Raise your hands if you're sure you don't have psychic powers. Okay. This song is going to rock your world. It is, because this is an actual psychic test set to music. So, but there is arithmetic. There's arithmetic in this psychic test. If you're not good at math, you can use a paper and a pencil, or you can actually pull up the calculator on your laptop, and use the calculator. That does not affect the psychic portion of the test. In any given community, between 2 and 3% are truly psychic. So at the end of the song, only a few of you will get through and get the right answers. But you can add psychic powers to your resume for 2021. I'm serious. Here we go. I am psychic, so are you. Just do what I ask you to. You skeptics won't believe it's true. I am psychic, so are you. I want everyone now to pick a number between 1 and 9. Don't say it out loud. Don't even tell the person sitting next to you. But remember it. Write it down if you need to. Okay, everybody got a number? Now double it. Add 12. Divide this number by 2. Subtract the number that you started out with from the number you have now. Look at my brain. Look at my brain. You have some psychic powers if you are now thinking of the number 6. How many of you were thinking of 6? Raise your hand. Ooh. Okay. Anyone who's thinking of 6, I invite you to the second level of psychic testing. If you're not thinking of 6, you're out. This is the honor system. I want you all now to pick a number between 2 and 17. Remember it. Now double it. Add 8. Divide this number by 2. Subtract the number that you started out with from the number you have now. Look at my brain. Look at my brain. You have even more psychic powers if you are now thinking of the number 4. How many were thinking of 4? Wow. All right. We're going to make it much harder. We're now going to the highest level of psychic testing allowed in North America. I want everybody now to pick a number between 3 and 750,000. Pick a high number if you're confident. Pick a low number if you're not. But remember it. Now double it. Add 2. Divide this number by 2. Subtract the number that you started out with from the number you have now. Don't say it. Don't say whatever this number is. Just think it. And now I want you to go to the corresponding letter of the alphabet. If you're thinking of the number 1, that would be A, 2B, 3C, 4D, 5E. If you're thinking of the number 26, that would be Z. So you're all thinking of a letter. Okay. I want you to think of a fruit that begins with the letter that you are thinking. Okay, so you're all thinking of a fruit. Now I want you to go to the second letter of the fruit that you are thinking. And I want you to think of a city anywhere in the world, but not the United States. Think of a city that begins with the second letter of the fruit that you are thinking. So you're thinking of a fruit. And you're thinking of a city. And you're looking at my brain. And it's going to go on your resume. You are 100% psychic if you are now thinking of an apple in Paris. Okay, wait. Raise your hand if you're thinking of an apple in Paris.
Apricot.
What? An apricot where?
Paris.
Apple in Prague.
Wait, who said apricot?
Apricot in Paris.
In where? Paris?
Paris.
Oh, apricot. You're not psychic, you're psycho. That's what that means. There's always one. But for all of you who got apple in Paris, you can put psychic powers now on your resume. I know, it's like the wonder of it all. I came to a folk concert and I found out I'm psychic. Who knew? Okay, Dawn, you go.
Jenny's grandma went to Woodstock in 1969. She keeps her ticket stub and a chunk of mud at her house in the little shrine. She was always the girl in the hippie dress twirling at the shows by the Grateful Dead. If you ask her about it, man, you better sit down. Grandma will talk the ears right off your head. If you get her talking about the Grateful Dead, the Summer of Love or the Kool-Aid acid test. Jenny was always in her glory when she could hear the stories from her grandma's hippie friends about peace and love, taking care of one another, how great it all was back then. And at night she would dream of being on the bus with Keezy, seeing Jimmy in 69. But when she wasn't dreaming, she always had the feeling that somehow she'd been born in the wrong time. You know you should have been 20 in 1969. All the gray-haired hippies say that all the time. But the cool grandchildren of the cool young women who danced in the Woodstock mud are living on the beach in Montezuma, Costa Rica, having all kinds of fun singing. There's only 1 minute if you're not living in it, it's never coming back again. Love your grandma, but Baba Ram Dass never said never, never said be there then. It's gonna take a big leap of faith if you really wanna find your tribe. And those were the first words Jenny heard in a song that she found online. And that summer she drove all the way to Minnesota to the Shangri-La Festival. There they all were, all the people like her who grew up believing that they were all alone. They said, hey girl, welcome home. Because the cool grandchildren of the cool young women who danced in the Woodstock mud are driving down the road all the way to Minnesota, having all kinds of fun singing. Jimmy and Jerry are dead and buried and they're never coming back again. Love your grandma, but Baba Ram Dass never said, never said, never said be there then. Jenny's grandma went to Woodstock in 1969, and since then she believed there was never gonna be a better time, and that's alright. But if you don't take a big leap of faith and get out there and find your scene, it will pass you by while you are trying to find your grandma's long gone Woodstock memories. Her Woodstock memories. While the cool grandchildren of the cool young women who danced in the Woodstock mud are driving, living on the beach in Montezuma, Costa Rica, having all kinds of fun singing. There's only 1 minute if you're not living in it, it's never coming back again. Love your grandma, but Baba Ram Dass never said, never said, never said, never said, never said be there then. Yeah, you're right. All right, and the crowd goes wild. The crowd is going wild. Okay. So, Christine Lavin, what are you going to take us home with? So, let's just before Christine takes us home, just thank everybody. I want to thank our technician Brandon for doing just an unbelievable job behind the scenes here.
Hey, Brandon!
Hey, Brandon.
So we're gonna do a little thing here together, and then we'll just have a 2-minute break. If you want to hang around, we're gonna have a song swap after. And this is and before COVID, we would close the door after the concerts and let some of the audience hang around, and we would just play music and hang around. So we're gonna simulate that. We have some really interesting special guest people that Chris and I want you to know about, and we'll be playing a few songs too. But if you have a long drive home, that's okay. Get a head start, whatever. So, Christine, what do you got in store for us to end what has been really a very fun night, I gotta tell you?
Well, I feel like this is just the half of the fun night because I can't wait for the after party myself. Since today is the last day of the year, and one of the big resolutions we all make every year is to, lose weight. This is kind of a audience participation number, but we're going to ask you to start participating about halfway through. So get ready, and you're going to have to stand up for part of it. So you might want to rearrange the furniture now so that you're not surprised when you got to stand up. But hold on, I just have to get the music going. Here we go. When I turned 60, I couldn't believe it myself. But 60 is the new 30. I'm not ready to be put on the shelf. I was looking at my bright future with an optimistic smile until I read the latest thing that's killing us is the armchair-based lifestyle. Check it out. Headline in the New York Times. is sitting a lethal activity. The article said, sitting 9 hours at your desk is bad. It doesn't matter if you're skinny or you're fat. Prolonged sitting is a lethal activity, the article said, and that's that. Now the problem is, we could see, Don and me, that all of you are sitting down. 5 minutes ago, you were having a good time. Now we're looking at your frown. But we don't want to be part of the problem. We want to be part of the solution. Spread the word out there about the dangers of the armchair devolution. Follow us with your left foot tap to the music. Keep it going now. Tap your right. Left, right. Sway a little bit back and forth. Get into the groove tonight. Now start shimmying your shoulders. Now start bobbling your head. Now start wiggling your fingers. That looks stupid. Snap them instead. Now, put your arms up in the air. Everybody stand up, stand up. Run your fingers through your own hair. Turn to the side and shake that bum. Pretend you got a big wad of chewing gum. Okay, I think we are ready for a little freestyle. We're breaking the curse of the sedentary life. Come on, kids, let's go wild. Let's follow Don.
Do the monkey! How about the twist? Christine, let's do that disco thing.
Come on, people. I'm looking at you in the gallery. Come on. Oh, there we go. Lynn. In case you've been counting, you have done 150 different moves. Gordon, right before your very eyes, can you see how your life improves? And look, you're no longer sitting in a death trap called the chair. Your life expectancy just went up.
You're gonna have a love affair!
'Cause 60 is the new 20.
20 is the new 15.
15 is a new 50.
According to Charlie Sheen.
So keep on moving. Put that computer to sleep. Get up, get up, get out there.
Kilometers to go.
And promises to keep.
Kilometers to go.
Promises to keep. Keep moving, everybody. Uptown, funk you up.
Uptown, funk you up.
Everybody now. Uptown, funk you up.
Uptown, funk you up.
Oh yeah, we're white people. Uptown, funk you up.
Uptown, funk you up.
One more time. Uptown, funk you up.
Uptown, funk you up. Ta-da!
You don't have to go to the gym tomorrow. Thank you all so much. And, I brought some. It's sparkling cranberry juice.
All right, let's have a big thank you for Christine Lavin, everybody.
And for Don White.
All right, so want to hang around with us? You're welcome. We've got some really fun folks to hang around with, but I hope it's a good year for everybody. I really do. I want you to stay safe and all that. And we'll be back in 2 minutes for those of you that want to hang around with us. Thanks one more time for Christine Lavin.
Thank you, thank you. Don't miss the after party. It's awesome.
Well, I was trying to call her.
Because I can't unmute myself. Listen, Daniel, come here. Listen, Daniel, listen. Daniel.
Whoops. That's not right.
All right, thank you. Here we are. We're back. It's the after party. We just closed the door. We locked it from the inside. Nobody can come in. It's just us. Now the bar is open. Free drinks for everybody. Have at it, everyone. All right, now that's me, the sober guy, saying that. All right, let's get as many people unmuted as we can here. If you got muted in the process before, and you're in a quiet place, ask Brandon to unmute you if you want. Hang on. Can you hear me, everybody?
Yes.
I can hear you.
All right.
Yes.
All right. So good to see you all. So thank you, everyone, for a good night. So we're gonna start our after party now here, and I'm excited about it. So what Chris and I thought was we'd have a song circle, but we would try to introduce you to people that we thought you should know about if you don't already. And so starting out is my choice. Is somebody that I met this year that I just think is going to have a long and big career. She's really funny, and her serious songs are just killer too. She's just got the whole package, and I'm so thrilled to share her with you. If you haven't seen her before, those of you that have, you know who I'm talking about. This is Shanna in a dress. Let's make her feel welcome, please.
Hey, Shanna. Thanks, Dawn. That was such a fun show. You and Chris crack me up. The Psychic Powers song. I even knew it was coming, and I still loved it the whole time. Hi, you guys. My name's Shanna, and I'm coming to you from Boulder, Colorado, and I wanted to introduce myself because I see a few familiar faces, but many that I don't. And I wrote a song at the beginning of the year, this year, that probably tells you more than you want to know, because I made it as an attempt to filter past horrible people while online dating. And I thought maybe if I just wrote a song about me, anyone who is still interested by the end, I could weed past, some people. So I still kind of think this could be a brilliant business idea if you know anyone who needs their own personal ad put into a song. So you can rack your brain for if you or a friend would like this, or, of course, if you know someone that you think would be a good mate for me. First date, oh, you have a nice face. It's small talk over coffee. We go over the basics, a bunch of little facts that really don't matter. I'll start with my family, end with the data. I have two older brothers, one's in tech, one's a chiropractor. My family's from Buffalo, but that's not where I grew up. Went to school at UVA, wahoo, I got my BA. That was an expensive way to make good friends. I'm a 7 on the Enneagram. I have a 67.5-inch wingspan. My birthday is 2/19. I'm on the cusp of Aquarius and Pisces, but neither match much. play 5 instruments, but only one of them well. I'm a size 10 shoe, and I never tell my middle name. I have 2 eyes and 1 persistent cough, and 10 toes only 'cause they cut the 11th one off. Do you wanna go out with me? That's true. Do you wanna go out with me? All right, let's talk about animals. I play a mean horse on the basketball court, but walking with the dog is my favorite sport. I do cat and cow and yoga if it makes me sweat, and I go down rabbit holes on the internet. By now you know what I look like when I'm not dressed fancy, that I don't like to drink unless it tastes like candy, and I could be a vegetarian if it weren't for chicken wings, and I'd put Frank's Red Hot on everything. I get freaked out by people touching their eyes. I'm a realistic romantic who loves surprises. I'm obsessed with Taylor Swift. Someday we'll co-write a song. She doesn't know I exist. Maybe pass this one along. Do you wanna go out with me? Do you wanna go out with me? We've been hanging a few months. Maybe we'll make it. Things I should have said up front, but I guess I waited. I didn't date till really late in life. I think marriage is a sham, but I still want to be a wife. I think I want kids because I like them a lot, but I'm afraid I can't afford them unless my career takes off. But if it does, maybe it's okay if I don't have them. I'm afraid of childbirth and leaking outside the bathroom. It'd be a bonus if you could balance out my stingy boss, which is this guitar. I'll only marry for love. I'm not shallow, but I can't deny that my pockets are. Do you wanna go out with me? Do you wanna go out with me? There's like 4 pages of people watching on Zoom right now. I feel like my odds are pretty good that, out of your connections, you can make my 2021, How cool would it be if I said, well, I played this song on Don and Chris's show, and the rest is history. So hit me up. I don't make this stuff up. Oh, wait, but this is where I get into my bad parts. Okay. Here it is. I'll set it straight. It's like the 28th date. By now, you know my clock runs 10 minutes late. And I burn what I cook, and I never make the bed. But if you're still listening, maybe I haven't scared you yet. I twist and break my hair. It drives people crazy. I'm messy, and I'm the best at procrastinating. Do my half of the chores less than a quarter of the time. But I'll forgive your weaknesses if you overlook mine. I can be immature, but it's not always bad. I'll get you to laugh and flash you when you're sad. Got a good brain on my shoulders, a good heart in my chest. If you can stimulate those, I'll let you stimulate the rest. Do you wanna go out with me? Do you wanna go out with me? What if this song was like COVID-19 and it spread across the nations and they'd all know me? And when they lifted the quarantine, I'd be overwhelmed with applications, need a committee to screen. So don't apply if you're in love with 45. And if you're not into my music, this is never gonna jive. I think this could be a good way to save some time. If you like wacky songwriters, I could be your bride. Do you wanna go out with me? Do you wanna go out with me?
Yeah. Thank you, Shanna.
That's awesome.
Oh, awesome.
Oh, I could see you doing that with Taylor Swift.
Thank you.
Really? And I think it could help her find a man, because Lord knows she's got a checkered history for a woman who's sort of young.
Oh, she has found her one. We can talk about it.
Yeah.
I know all about her life.
How long did it take you to write that song?
The harder part is how long did it take me to edit, because I had so many more verses. And I was like, all right, people don't need to hear about this or this or this.
You know what you could, have you recorded it yet?
It's I have a low quality version on YouTube.
But you haven't put out like an official record?
No.
Because what you could do is you could have like, it could run through the whole record. You could have first 3 verses and then later on. So by the end of the record, they'd be like madly in love with you, or they'd be screaming and running for the insane asylum.
I love your ideas.
Really? So don't throw those other verses away that you haven't sung. Give us an idea. Sing one of the ones that you rejected.
One of the ones, okay, here's one of the verses. Right after I talk about the data, I say, here's everything you might need to know about me. I have a tattoo that not many have seen, but don't ever leave me a voicemail, please, because my phone number is 703-309-6851.
Shanna, you are meant for big things.
Yeah.
Taylor Swift's going to be calling you up.
That's what I told her a long time ago.
Music to my heart. She's my girl. Oh, funny story about that song though. I did play it on tour and had a guy come to the show, and he had written a response song that went, "Yes, I do want to go out with you." It had like a full verses and choruses and everything.
So did you go out? Did you date?
Oh, we're married now. I was like, that's so sweet. I'm going to drive to a new town tomorrow. Thank you.
Wait, are you kidding? Are you married to him now?
No, I was
Oh. I am so gullible. That's so mean of you, Shanna. I thought,
it worked. He's really open to me continually playing this song and telling the story.
She said married, but she meant restraining order.
Right. I get those two things confused sometimes.
Good, Don.
Go ahead, Christine. What do you got for us?
All right. You know, as songwriters, we never know what's going to turn into a song. And one day, I was reading the New York Post. I read it every day because it's unbelievable. It's owned by Rupert Murdoch. But this article caught my eye because it was about a pet store in Greenwich Village. And I got this idea listening to Shanna. She talked about animals. She likes animals. She likes dogs. That's good. And there's a pet store in Greenwich Village called La Petite Puppy, where they sell puppies and kittens. And you can only imagine what happened in this pet store, that the pet store owner felt compelled to put up an 8-word sign in his store, that as soon as I read it, I knew that's going to be the first line of my song. And it goes like this. If you're drunk, you cannot buy a puppy. That was the first line. And I thought, where do you go from there? If you're tipsy, you should not purchase a pussycat. If you're stoned, you might think a spider monkey's a good pet. But when you sober up, you won't be thinking that. Think of this as a public service announcement. If you're in your cup stumbling along, despite the obvious thrills, if you're plastered to the gills, buying a puppy now is just plain wrong. And it got me thinking, what are other things you should not do whilst drinking? If you're drunk, you should not get married. Doesn't matter if you're straight or you're gay. Las Vegas wedding chapels have ruined many happy couples. I'm sure many more got ruined there today. If you're schnockered, it's not the time to photograph. Then Twitter yourself in cotton underwear. When you're plastered to the gills, despite the obvious thrills, don't even do it on a dare. Oh, the list of things you should not do while drinking is a never, never, never ending one. But there are things you can do when you've had more than a few and you want to pursue a little fun. If you're drunk, it's a good time to spend money. Yes, the Home Shopping Channel is the best. They've got blowout deals on elastic waistband pants with matching turtleneck and scarf and hat and vest. Order one in every color of the rainbow, including fuchsia, puce, celadon, and winter white. When you're plastered to the gills, despite the obvious thrills, it's so much fun to spend so much money in one night. And if you're drunk, it's a good time for the tattoo parlor. Get a bloody painting scratched into your back. How about the name of your new lover? A single rose with the word mother. Or the Queen of Hearts smothering a one-eyed Jack. Or better yet, how about a tattoo of a puppy? On your tummy so you can pet it every day. When you're plastered to the gills, it magnifies the thrills to own a puppy that will never run away or chew your new shoe. A puppy that will always, always stay. If you're drunk, you cannot buy a puppy. Let that simple phrase be your guide. Do you remember The Sopranos, the TV show? Christopher said an Adriana's puppy. The puppy's name was Cosette. Cosette died. Christopher was high when this transpired. Adriana fell into a free-falling funk. Little did she know she'd soon get waxed. Not waxed. Waxed. By Sylvia. That actor from Bruce Springsteen's band turned out to be a punk. That Christopher got whacked too. That can happen to you if you buy a puppy when you're drunk. Oh, Adriana got waxed. Silvio, guy from Bruce Springsteen's band. Who knew he was into female grooming?
Christine, you should leave that line in, I think.
I've had nothing to drink. I don't know how that happened. That's never, ever happened. Oh, well. Oh. Well, it's my great honor to introduce someone. And this has been a struggle because his name is Daniel Kaner, and I did a song by him earlier in the show. That song, Under the Table, about grandfather Isaac and his Aunt Ray. And I love his music so much. And he lives in London, and he has the COVID virus. And he's not able to perform for us. But we do have a surprise who's going to be taking his place in the second and the third round of songs. But I thought that we didn't want to tell you earlier in the show because it's really put such a pall on things when someone who's, I admire him so much. I've been such a huge, huge fan of his, and he was so looking forward to this. But we thought that we would show you a video of one of his songs, and it's one that there's an Israeli singer, her name is Shava Morel, is also going to appear with him on this video, singing the song of his, which ironically is called Grateful. So Brandon, if you could play, and he's also going to put up Daniel's Venmo and PayPal information if you want to help him out. Okay.
Is it just me, or do the days these days go by that much more quickly than they did? So many strange things going on, so many pieces of the puzzle that don't fit. I watch the sunset on the western sea. The light plays on the water, and it feels to me that I am blessed to be here despite all the unrest and the way it may appear. I'm Grateful for what I'm about to receive. Let me be grateful for all that I've achieved. And when I'm looking for a place to hide, when I feel broken inside, remind me, grateful. That's how I want to be. Just look around, it doesn't take that much to be confused or get upset. When the world seems upside down, and what you see is not always what you get. There's been so many things I should have done, and so many others that I would not have done had I known then what I know today. But then again, I'd not have learned along the way to be grateful. When it's not quite how I imagine, I'll be grateful for the lights and sound and action. When I can't tell wrong from right, when I'm wound up far too tight, release me, grateful. That's how I want to be. How much you push, how much you pull, how much you wish, how much you wait, how much you pray. And if you don't get what you want, then what you want's not what you needed anyway. Zoom out the camera lens and what do we see? The earth, the moon, the planets and the galaxy. And I am just a speck of dust, lost somewhere in my own universe. Grateful, hark the herald angels sing, come on ye faithful, and give thanks for everything, for all that's said and done, for all that's yet to come. Help me to be grateful. Grateful, grateful, grateful.
Beautiful.
Woo! Absolutely beautiful. Thank you.
Well, let's all have a good thought for Daniel over there in London, and send some good vibes across the ocean to him there. I know a wife and a husband had a shiny little kid. When that kid turned 16, you won't believe what he did. Smoked a lot of marijuana, snorted cocaine too. Told his parents he was gonna drop out of school. The father pounded on the table, the mother hollered and she screamed. They run him down to the doctor. Doctor, what does this mean? He put them all on Prozac, right then and right there. He said, you'll still have your problems, but now you just won't care. He prescribed a little therapy, some supplementary drugs, but he didn't write a script out for a little more love, just a little more love. What the heck could it hurt? It might not fix nothing, at least it won't make things worse. But when you're looking at your your lifetime from the end when you are done, you know it might look a little better. See a little more love. I know a wife and a husband, and they had a shiny little kid. When that kid turned 16, you won't believe what she did. She said, "Mom, I'm sleeping over Susan's." That was just a big fat lie. What she really was doing was staying out all night. And when her parents found out, they cried boo-hoo-hoo. And then they called the radio talk show. They asked him, what should we do? He said, send her off to boot camp. That was his advice. It was good for his ratings, but it wasn't very nice. Little more love. What the heck could it hurt? It might not fix nothing. At least it won't make things worse. When you're looking at your lifetime from the end when you are done, you know it might look a little better. See a little more love. I can see that you're a tough guy. You won't be pushed around. You are not gonna take it. You're good at putting your foot down. You might get killed by lightning. You might get hit by a truck, but if you are not that lucky, you might just wind up spending years in a rest home without a whole lot to do. But look back on what you did with the time God gave you. Just a little more love. What the heck would it hurt? It might not fix nothing. At least it won't make things worse. When you're looking at your lifetime from the end when you are done, you know it might look a little better. Big, rough, tough guy to see a little more love. It might look a little better. See a little more love.
All right, Dawn.
All right, so that's the end of round one. I think we're going to try to get 2 rounds in here. We have another guest that hasn't made an appearance yet. He'll be in Daniel's spot in the next thing there. So I want to go back to Shanna, if that's possible. Shanna, let me see you, Brandon. There you are. So Shanna, do you have anybody, like we're all sort of praising other people here. Did you have somebody you wanted us to know about? Somebody...
I sure did. There's an artist named Pamela Makala. She also is a Colorado musician. She put out a record this year, and I think she is so good. I feel like she's the best kept secret. No one knows about her music, but I do, and she's amazing. So her record is out, and it's called Something Simple. And she just can marry groove and hookiness and lyrics that hit you in the heart in a way that I don't hear many people do. Really great pop piano player and singer. So
thank you for bringing her to our attention, and her information is in the chat if anybody wants to pop over there and see it. So I want to just ask you about your tour that you have you're planning for next year, and but before that, I just want to say that Christine Lavin is the sort of the, everybody knows her reputation for bringing other unknown artists out into the world. She puts these compilations together and all of that. And so she sort of have taught me that over the years. And so appreciate you doing that, Shanna. And I guess when you're hugely famous and writing songs with Taylor Swift, you want to be picking up the Christine Lavin mantle of letting people know about unknown artists. So tell us about what you're going to be doing in the summer.
Okay. It's really exciting. I decided that I want to bike from the West Coast of the US to the East Coast and play shows. So it's going to be called Tour de Dress. And I'm going to pair up with local charities along the way and donate a portion of profits from the shows to local charities of where I am. And I'm just looking for a chance to meet new people, gather stories, reconnect after our lovely 2020 year. And playing everything under the sun. Oh, just so you know, I haven't booked any of this yet. It's all in my head. But who wouldn't want to be a part of Tour de Dress? And yeah, I'm gonna definitely end up in your area, Don. I want to make it to the Falcon Ridge Folk Festival, and so the route isn't secured yet, but I know I'm going to end up in the Northeast, and it's going to be all summer where, I bike and hopefully have a support car with my gear and play shows and promote my debut record.
Well, your New England fan club is already working on your tour here. And actually, I'm looking through the squares at people who run coffee houses, and I'm thinking I'm going to start bothering them here too as soon as we're done with this today. But anyway, it's nice to see you, and thank you so much for doing this. So best of luck with that. Can you play a song for us?
I will. I'm going to play a song that you requested, Don. You don't know that you requested it, but you did. This is one of the exciting things that happened for me this year was I was recognized as a winner in the Kerrville New Folk Song Competition and as an emerging artist at Falcon Ridge Folk Festival. And you always submit like a number of songs to these kind of things, but this is the one that I'm pretty sure is the reason that I got those really kind honors this year, and I want to share it with you guys. Whew. It's kind of heavy, so I have to get in that space. I remember being sick, just a little kid, a thermometer in my mouth. You said you'd better stay home, so I did. And we watched Wizard of Oz. You told me stories because you said when the going gets tough, the best medicine is pure love. The last decade, we've been losing you. Doctors told me there's nothing I could do. I know it's just some changes in your brain, but I wonder, are you in there somewhere? I keep thinking one of these days you're gonna wake up and laugh. Throw back your head and say, how weird was that? Are you in there somewhere? 'Cause I keep saying to myself, you're still somewhere in that shell. You're just stuck inside and don't know how to tell me. I remember the day you didn't remember my name. I tried to touch you and you'd move away. I'd fight back the tears and the urge to curse. Think, what am I doing here with some woman with a face like yours? These years of losing you, oh, there's nothing I could do. I could read to you, I could read to some woman with a face like yours. Are you in there somewhere? I keep thinking one of these days you're gonna wake up and laugh. Throw back your head head and say, how weird was that? And we'd go on from this painful reverie. I don't have to be the sole keeper of our memories. We'd take a deep breath and go outdoors. I'd tell you about that woman with a face like yours. They say the last thing to go is your brain forgets how to swallow, and my aunt put a dollop of pudding on your tongue. Hours later, it was still there, and I knew you were done. And the machine played that steady tone, and I felt relieved, and I felt alone. But what did I even lose? Was it my mom or some woman still wearing her shoes? Are you out there somewhere? Are your legs finally running free of that wheelchair? Are you climbing up our old wooden stairs? Are you watching? Are you hearing this song? Are you still that woman? Are you my mom? Do you dance to Glenn Miller and drink martinis when you want to check in? Do you still get to see me? You said when the going gets tough, the best medicine is pure love, and I gave it my all. So did you, of course, even as that woman with a face like yours.
Absolutely beautiful, honey. Woo.
Shanna, you're killing me. That's all I gotta say. You're killing me. That was awesome. One more time for Shanna in a dress, please, everybody.
Beautiful, honey. Beautiful.
Thank you.
You know, my brother runs the Boys and Girls Club in Geneva, New York, and he's very interested in bringing Shanna in when she's on her bicycle tour. I'm so glad I'm not her mom, though, because I would be so nervous about her riding her bicycle across the country. Oh. But Shanna talked about festivals, and the big one of all is the Kerrville Folk Festival. It goes on for like a whole month. And I went a couple of years ago, and I flew from New York to Houston onto San Antonio. And this really happened. I saw in the Houston airport as I got on the plane, so did a fly. And then the doors closed. And then the fly was trapped on the plane. And I could see in his compound eyes, he was a little worried. And so we took off, and it was May, which is thunderstorm season in Texas. And the plane got struck by lightning. And at that exact moment when that happened, the fly and I switched bodies, and I wrote the song when I was trapped inside the body of the fly. I'm a fly on a plane. I am buzzing all around. Got on in Houston, I'm San Antonio bound. I'm not riding in coach, I think I fly first class. I'm on the head of a banker, zip zip, I'm on the rim of a glass. My oh my, I'm a fly, taking a free ride on a plane. I'm a fly on a plane, but flight's a little erratic. The highest I've ever been was in a swing time cowgirl's attic. I didn't mean to leave home, but now the die is cast. I guess my destiny is to roam and to fly really fast, very fast, mighty fast. My oh my, I'm a fly, taking a free ride on a plane. When I get to San Antonio, I'm gonna make a lot of new fly friends. When I tell them that I am from Houston, the ice will bug out and they'll say, come again. Don't tell us no Texas tall tales. How did you get here? Say, I flew. Although saying it don't flies, I say, man alive, we've got immense respect for you. Zip zippity doo dah, zip zippity yeah, zip zippity doo dah. Say Willie May, say hey, I'm a fly on a plane. I got a lot of dreams. I never counted on a rolled up in flight magazine. Nobody's clapping. They're all.
Yay!
Too late to clap now. You're so traumatized. No, it was a fly. It wasn't like it was a puppy. It was a fly. You got so attached to it. You had an attitude problem for a fly.
Speciesist.
But there you go. Oh, okay. Wait a minute. Now I get to introduce our surprise guest. And again, Daniel Kaner. Oh, we are so rooting for you to recover and get over this. Oh, you've got to. And who could you ever find in the world who could replace someone like Daniel Kaner? Well, I met this guy just a short time ago at an online festival. And he's an amazing songwriter and guitarist. And his living room looks like a nightclub. And
Jack.
And I think you're just gonna love him. His name is Jack Williams. Let's hear it for him.
Woo! Hey, Jack!
Jack, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Oh man. What do you want to know?
Everything.
I've been doing this job. Excuse me, I'm hoist on my own petard here. I've been working this job, which of course, let's see, what is it? For some reason, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, because there's a big window in front of my screen and I can't see you. It says the host is not allowing participants to unmute themselves. Okay,
Well,
I got
you're
the
unmuted,
message.
so you're good.
Oh, I know, but I just can't see anybody. There, I fixed it. Where
You're
were
a
we?
genius.
No, I've been doing this job for 62 years, playing and traveling, and played mostly in my early years. I was a jazz trumpet player. I played lute in a Renaissance ensemble, and fooled around with folk music when I heard the Kingston Trio. I know they're not really folk, but man, they really got some people interested. They're very important to me. Rock and roll, and I found out in rock and roll I could make a living. I could, what a great way to make a living. And I found out that that when you write songs, that people don't like that in the bars where you play. But I did it anyway, and how I managed to write 1,500 songs since 1970, I have no idea, but I found out that you could play these things in bars, and if you were persistent and you did it well, you could keep working. And so here I stand, a result of all that, and the fact that my mother gave me a ukulele when I was 4 years old, and I could play it on the day she handed it to me. So thank you, Mom. Too bad she's been gone now for 40 years, and I'm now 77, and I'm still having a great time. And I try not to sit down very much, according to what you guys were talking about earlier. What else can I tell you? I'm from South Carolina. I live in the Ozarks of Northwest Arkansas. And it's great to see Shanna here. I mean, she just makes my face hurt. She smiles all the time, Makes me feel like I should, shave my beard so you can see that I really am smiling more often than I really am. What can I tell you? Should I play this song? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Something completely different. I told you I played a lot of jazz trumpet when I was a kid. The earliest stuff I played was Dixieland. I loved the joyful noise of a trombone, clarinet, and trumpet chasing each other around the chord progression. And I became a songwriter, I always wanted to have a song that reflected some of that old Dixieland feel. And besides, just to send myself off into a new year, a brave, wonderful new world, 2021, I wanted to play something happy and upbeat and nonsensical and not so New England heavy. I'm one for you, honey, and I'm through with the show. And I ain't going nowhere if you can't go. I'm betting my life, my sanity too, the whole ball of wax and the whole 9 yards on me and you. I'll risk the farm, I'll take a chance, 'cause we raise the stakes from a one-night stand to a true romance. You're the one, you're the one, but you hung the moon, stars and sun, you're the one. And you're the light of the whole wide, wide, wide world, you're the one. Can't no hurricane blow this house down. Not even an earthquake 7.9 would turn my head around. Now there's a blizzard outside and the winds are strong, but I'm rock steady on my feet where I belong. I send a twister my way, let the lightning strike, but it won't tear apart this house of love, let it howl all night. You're the one, you're the one, and you hung the moon, stars and sun, you're the one, yeah. And you're the light of the whole wide, wide, wide world, you're the one. I'll play it, boys. And now the Great Salt Lake, the Gulf of Mexico, the big Okeechobee, the Atlantic, Pacific, and the Shenandoah. You know the water is wide, it's cold and it's deep, and it all rolls together in a big blue ball at my baby's feet. And I'll catch the rain falling from the sky, and I'll bring it in a bucket to you, baby, when your well runs dry. 'Cause you're the one, you're the one, you're the one. Oh, you hung the moon, stars and sun, you're the one. And you're the light of the whole wide, wide, wide world, you're the one. Down. And you're the light of the whole wide, 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 wide world, you're the one. Now, baby, you're the one. Baby, you're the one.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Nap time.
Jack Flint. Jack Williams. Oh, man. Jack, will you hang around one more round and play us another tune in a few minutes?
Certainly, I don't have to start my nap right away.
You're an hour earlier than East Coast time, too. Jack is just a legend, and he's such a good man, and he shows up at our forum all the time and teaches us all kinds of cool things that he's doing out there on the road. One more time for Jack Williams, please.
Jack.
All right, so I'm going to do this tune here, and then I think we'll do one more quick round and get everybody out of here in a reasonable hour, you know. So here, after I'm done with this, we'll do a sort of, You don't have to do, I'm talking to all the musicians now, you don't have to do like a minute song or anything, but Christine and I made a list of songs that are off the list for the lightning round. It starts with Sad-Eyed Lady of the Lowlands, Inagata Davida, what was that one, Christine, that you were talking about? MacArthur Park, that's out too. And then the long version of Whip and Post. But anything other than that, I think we're good. All right, so I'm gonna play this one. Christine had asked me to play it. This is a new song. It's a song that I wrote for people who where I live here, there's a lot of people that are raising themselves, that are, their parents have drug problems and whatever. So I always wanted to write this song. This is for you. If you were raised by people who were not well enough to be good to you, but somehow you turned out to be kind even though you didn't know kindness, or you turned out to be nurturing, but you for your children, but you weren't nurtured well, or if charitable when you didn't know a lot of charity, this one's for you. And I guess it falls into it's wordy. All right, here we go. It's called That's What Makes You Beautiful. You were taught by your world that empathy and kindness were the kinds of things that made a person weak. They said push and grab and fight every minute of your life. Trample those between you and what you believe you need. But from the moment you were born, in your heart there was a song you could hear through all those years of fear and insecurity. Singing cruelty is always weak, but love and empathy are strong enough to break the chains of selfishness and greed. Gentle is the strongest thing to be. You know it is not your fault that heroin and alcohol made them both too ill to give their children what they really need. But it sure would have been nice to be encouraged once or twice, to feel safe at night, or to have a life with just a little normalcy. But from the moment you were born, in your heart there was a song you could hear through all those years of fear and insecurity. When you feel hatred in your heart, you just remember who you are, and that underneath the weight of hate, your heart cannot be free. Forgiving is the stronger thing to be. It's not the color of your eyes, it's not your hypnotizing smile, it's not any of the many things that everyone can see. It's the way you always knew what they told you wasn't true. How you made yourself the person that they taught you not to be. That's what makes you beautiful to me. A young man's eyes see beauty in what is on the surface, not within. He will walk past what is beautiful to be near the thing that shines. But these old man's eyes find beauty in the story and the journey. They have seen too much to be fooled by what attracts a young man's eyes. From the moment you were born, in your heart there was a song you could hear through all the years of fear and insecurity. There was nothing that this world could do to crush the love inside of you. Under neglect, abuse, and selfishness, you were caring, kind, and generous. It is the lonely road that brought you here. It's how all alone you persevere. It's the defiance and tenacity of your heart song of humanity. That's what makes you beautiful. That's what makes you beautiful. That's what makes you beautiful to me.
Beautiful song.
Thank you. Thank you. So I want to talk just a little bit about that before we go for our last round. So my goal in life is to write songs that are unmarketable. That's my goal in life. And that one is definitely one of them. It's got no bridge, no chorus. It's got kind of a half chorus in it. It's wordy. It's got too many words in it. It's everything. It's it's impossible to sell. The kids can't dance to it, right? So that's my thing. But I'm done with that. My new thing now. I made a note. My last 4 songs have been novellas like that, you know what I mean, like little novels stuck in songs. But now I'm all done with that. The next songs I'm gonna write are gonna be primal. They're gonna be primal. They're gonna have no redeeming qualities. They're just gonna be about shaking your booty, and I promise you that it's gonna make me more money than anything I've ever done in my whole time. I've got one already started. It goes like this: I love you, big mama, let me see that thing. Boom, chaka wang, wang, boom, chaka wang. I promise you, it's going to be the most popular song I've ever written. People are going to be coming to my concerts and saying, Don, we love your little novellas, but can we hear a little more boom, chaka wang, wang, please? So just want you to, that's what my goal is for 2021, is to write songs that young people will be gyrating on at weddings for the next few years. That's my goal. I mean, I'm done with short novellas and songs that are too wordy and have that, what do they call it? What did Jack call it? That New England over serious stuff. I'm all done with it, Jack. You cured me. Okay, now let's go to Shanna, my friend Shanna, starting the lightning round. Shanna, what do you got for us?
Well, I figured I would also play my my winner, my most primal song. Which you just handed me that segue so kindly. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
I couldn't meet all of you without sending you off in this new year without, my advice on how to turn on a woman. So I put it all in this here song. Oh, baby. Last night was so good. You were amazing. I can still picture it all right now. The way you brought in the groceries. The way you took out the trash. The way you remembered to feed the cat. Then you unloaded the dishwasher. And when I got home from work, you had dinner on the table. I wanted you for dessert. Oh, I don't need a man with a face like Brad, Zac Efron's hair, or Channing Tatum's abs. Sporting a Rolex and a Cadillac. I like it if you look like you would be a good dad. That's hot. That's hot. That's hot. That's hot. So hot. That's hot. That's hot. That's hot. I like your dad bod. And oh, I can feel it. It's so hard and so smooth. Oh my gosh, I can't believe it. You finally sanded the table in the living room. Then I got hot and bothered when you answered my text right away. Then I got really tired. And you said those magic words, okay, not today. Oh, I don't need a man with a face like Brad, George Clooney's hair, Channing Tatum's abs, sporting a Rolex and a Cadillac. Yeah, I like it if you look like you would be a good dad. Yeah, that's hot. That's hot. If we were live, you'd all be singing this. That's hot, so hot. That's hot. That's hot. That's hot. And you have a good job. And I love how I don't have to babysit you at parties. Because ladies, we all know that's the worst. They say nice guys finish last, and they're right. You always let me come first. Woo! I don't need a man with a face like Brad, Zac Efron's hair, or Channing Tatum's abs, sporting a Rolex and a Cadillac. Yeah, I like it if you look like you would be a good dad. That's hot. That's hot. That's hot. Everyone will be shaking their butts to this hit song. That's hot. That's hot. That's hot. I like your dad bod.
Yeah.
Wow.
All right, everybody. Shanna in a dress. Support that young woman.
Yeah. Woo!
Right.
Wow.
Thank you for being here, Shanna.
Shanna, you know what you
so
need
much
for that song? Our Go-Go Boys.
You're so right. You did it in Sensitive New Age Guys, didn't you?
Yeah. Oh, that's so much fun. But I could just see Go-Go Boys. And yeah, they'd line up before your concert hours in advance. Say, pick me, pick me, pick me.
I definitely want them to be doing the That's Hot chorus.
I was singing along. Oh, I love that song. She is so talented. She is like on her way. We're going to say we knew her back when. So, wow. By the way, I wanted to talk about a singer-songwriter that I came across this year through a guy named John Weingart, who has a radio show called, I think it's Music You Seldom Hear on the Radio, something like that, in Princeton, New Jersey. And he sent me a song of hers. Her name is Jane Godfrey. And she has a song. Look at, isn't that a great picture? She's got like her own little action figure. And she has a song called Breakfast, which is about something. It's a song about her father. And you all must go, and after our show is over, go and find Breakfast by Jane Godfrey. And it's such an amazing song because it's one where the last line of the song leaves you in a whole new place that the rest of the song didn't even visit. So, and she's got great albums, and she's relatively new on the scene, but she's a seasoned person. So she's got a lot of experience to write from, and I'm expecting great things from Jane Godfrey. So that's my word of advice. And by the way, after our show, if you still want to hear more folk music, you can go to folkmusicnotebook.com. It's 24/7. Nothing but folk music. Ron Olesko curates the whole channel, and he's got great taste. So I thought what I would sing for my final song is my most requested song. And I'm always amazed that this is the most requested. I know a couple. She sits in a rocking chair working puzzles. He watches TV upstairs. She's got a secret she has never let out. A man she thinks he never knew about. She hasn't seen him in 30 years. The mention of his name does not bring on tears. If you ask her, are there any regrets? She'll tell you no. But she never forgets. It was the kind of love you never recover from, even though she found another one to take his place. She never will escape the truth. At times like this, when the moon is right, when the air is foggy like it is tonight, she'll think about what might have been if she had just held on to him. I know a man who's done it all. He sailed the oceans, climbed the mountains of Nepal. He lives high up on the avenue with a beautiful wife, lovely children too. But there's a woman he still dreams about, certain things he's learned to live without. If you ask him, are there any regrets? He'll tell you no, but he never forgets. It was the kind of love you never recover from, even though he found another one to take her place. He never will escape the truth. At times like this, when the moon is right, when the air is foggy, oh, like it is tonight, he'll think about what might have been if he had not let her slip away from him. I read about a woman who said she never regretted anything she'd ever done. Such arrogant words always seem to be spoken by those who then die young. So here am I, looking at you. Oh, tell me, what are we gonna do? Am I destined to be a regret? Are you that one I will never forget? Years from now, will we curse the day you let me let you walk away? Isn't this too dear a price to pay for the freedom of going separate ways? This is the kind of love you never recover from. Don't tell me I'm gonna find another one to take your place. I never will escape the truth. At times like this, when the moon is right, when the air is foggy, oh, like it is tonight, I'll think how sweet life could be if you would stay with me. Oh, stay with me. This is the kind of love you never recover from. Don't tell me I'm gonna find another one to take your place. Try and face the truth. Let me hold you close tonight. The fog is lifted, the moon is so bright. Oh, think how sweet life could be if you would stay with me. Oh, stay with me. This is the kind of love you never recover from. Oh, this is the kind of love you never recover from.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Very beautiful.
Thank you. I just wanted to say just a couple words before Jack does his next song. I was thinking about Daniel Cain when I was singing it because I have, after I heard his song about grandfather Isaac, I bought a locket and I put the guy that I wrote, The Kind of Love You Never Recover From, in this locket, and I've worn it every day since, thanks to Daniel Cainer and that beautiful, beautiful song. But I wanted to thank Hillary Rollins, who's in the chat room. She's the one who brought Daniel Cainer to our attention, and she's in touch with him, and she'll let us know how he's doing. So thank you, Hillary, for everything. And now let's have another song from the unbelievably great Jack Williams. Woo!
I co-wrote this song with Jeff Bartley. Jeff has a fondness for for bluesy, ragtimey, southern type stuff, despite the fact that he's not bluesy, southern, ragtimey, but he does a great job of it. And he showed up at my campground back in 1994 when I was up in New England trying to find out whether or not maybe I could make a living up here. I'd been touring mostly across the South and to the West, and my good friend John Svetke played a song circle with me in Montgomery and told me I needed to come to the Northeast. And I met Jeff, played for his Cantab, which has been going for eternity. I'm sorry it's not there anymore. But Jeff came up and he said, let's play something real lighthearted and Southern in that tone. And I said, well, I can take care of both those things. What are you going to bring to the table, Jeff? And but we ended up starting the song, getting the whole thing going, and then by email adding verses. And even after he recorded it on his One Kind Word album, we never stopped writing verses. And now I think he, except for a couple of verses we have in common, I think he has his version, I have my version, and new verses just keep being born. So if you don't recognize this from One Kind Word, you'll at least, no, it'll be on my next CD. And my earlier version is one of my older CDs. So what the heck, By the way, you're talking about, what was it you were saying, Don White? You were talking about your song not being commercially viable or something like that? I've never believed in that. I've never written a song deliberately to try to make money from it. And because of that, Tom Jones recorded one of my songs in 1980. Despite my best efforts, and he made a crappy mess out of it too. But I enjoyed actually getting paid for someone recording a song. So here's the song that Jeff Bartley and I wrote. It's always raining when the car goes flat. Dog comes in when you put out the cat. We're all getting older, no way around that. If it ain't one thing, it's gonna be another. Take a hold of my hand, let's run for cover. We're all alike, all alike. We all know the difference between wrong and right. We all put the baby in the cradle at night. We all need love, that's alright, we're all alike. Some are named Pedro and some are named Fritz. Some goes walking, some just sits. Some eats hash browns, some eat grits. There ain't a dime's bit of difference between left and right. If you got a stick of candy, everybody wants a bite. We're all alike, all alike. We all know the difference between wrong and right. We all put the baby in the cradle at night. We all need love, and that's all right. We're all alike. Black man, a white man, a Muslim, and a Jew walk into a bar and say, how do you do? Along comes a Baptist and a young Hindu. Well, they have a couple drinks, they sing a couple songs. Proof's in the pudding, we can all get along. We're all alike, all alike. We all know the difference between wrong and right. We all put the baby in the cradle at night. We all need love, that's all right, we're all alike. Don't we get cold when the fire goes out? Confidence is shaken when you give in to doubt. So we do the hokey pokey, cause that's what it's all about. And we take a trip to Canada or Kathmandu, where they walk and they cry and they laugh like you. We're all alike, all alike. We all know the difference between wrong and right. We all put the baby in the cradle at night, and we all need love, and that's all right. We're all alike. Red and yellow, black and tan, all the world's children must understand that it might be the fire or the frying pan. can make it all better if we get together with an open heart and a willing hand. We're all alike. We all know the difference between wrong and right. All put the baby in the cradle at night. We all need love, and that's all right. We're all alive. I said we're all alive. We're all alive.
All right, Jack.
Yay!
Thank you so much, Jack Williams. Let's hear it for him, man. Wow.
Hey.
All right, Jack.
All right, Chris. All right, we're gonna wind this thing down.
Wait,
15.
Don.
Yep.
Forgot one thing. Betsy Francofini's still here.
Okay.
And we wanted to ask her about her brand new Diatoms book. Just came out
Okay.
December 5th. Can you? This is also for kids K through 3, right, Betsy?
K through 3, yes, that's the target audience, but it could be for younger and it could be for science teachers. So it spans the ages. But just quickly, Christine's book Amoeba Hop, which I talked about earlier, showed you earlier, the diatoms are the jewels of the sea, so I used them as jewelry, and the bar stools and the bar itself and the cups from the Here's Mud in Your Eye bar in Amoeba Hop, Christine's song Amoeba Hop. So that's when that was a dozen years ago that I got interested in diatoms, and then a scientist, a former MIT scientist, a professor, he approached me and we did a book about diatoms together. Oh, here's the book. And I called it, and I wrote the story, Jewels of the Sea, The Hunt for Floating Treasure. And these little diatoms, I shouldn't have been surprised that one of the people in this audience knew, or at least one, more than one, knew what a diatom was, because you have smart people following you. And it's a story about taking a deep dive, and here are some of the diatoms. Now, I did not illustrate this part. These are actual photographs from a contributor to National Geographic. She's an award-winning biologist and micro photographer. Her name is Darlene Muralski. And then I took her artwork, her photos, and married it to my illustrations. And so another wonderful collaboration, all about the amazing diatoms.
All right.
Okay.
So BetsyFrancofini.com is her website, and Brandon will put it there. So any of you have grandchildren or little ones who are interested in science, it's a great way to turn them on to it. So thank you, Betsy, for coming.
Thank you, Christine. Thank you, Don.
You're welcome, Betsy. Nice to see you, and good work out there. So this has been pretty fun. I gotta say, I'm so glad to be with you, Christine, and to everybody. Let's have a big thank you for all our artists who played tonight. Shanna, Jack, Daniel Kaner, Christine Lavin.
And John White.
John White, oh yeah, that guy. Yeah. So, what we're gonna do, the big ending now. Well, first of all, I just want to thank Brandon, doing the sound tonight. He's gonna scoot off and do a 10 o'clock countdown to midnight with his daughter. But he's God back there. This thing runs smoothly because of Brandon. We love him, love him, love him. So one more time for Brandon, please.
Thanks, Brandon.
All right, but before you go, Brandon, you gotta play this thing for us. So what we're gonna do here, I also want to I wish I could shout out everybody here. I can't, but I want to say hi to Deirdre Flynn. I haven't seen her for so long. So Deirdre, so glad that you're here on the Bitchin' Babes, and just a fantastic musician, and all the artists here.
Janet Feld, is she still here?
Right. So you want to go through every let's go through every musician that's here. All right, here we go. Neil Braverman, he's a musician. Chris Chandler's here. Nancy Clark, who runs a great venue down there in in Illinois. She's here. Elizabeth Freeman, the fantastic venue in Wakefield, Mass. Jesse Doyle, great musician over there. Seth Conley, there he is right there. Seth Conley, one of our legends around here. Tim is here. Tim First and Hillary Rollins. You know, this is a trap because I'll forget. I'll go past somebody, right? But you know, I love you. Thank you for being here, Michelle Held, everybody. So this has been really good and fun.
I want to say thank you to everybody I met at the Downton Abbey Napkin Folding Festival that I dragged on to.
I didn't have any gray hair before that, but now I do. So what we're going to do is we're going to get everybody up again. Like get up. Everybody stand up. We're going to dance into, we're going to kick 2020, mean old 2020 to the curb with a little dance party. This is kind of like our version of Old Lang Syne. It's called Boom Chukka Wang Lang Syne. And we're watching you, so we want to see you all dance. And those of you on Facebook, we love you. You can dance over there too. And I know that you've been watching cat videos while we've been playing. I don't take it personally. Still, thanks for being there. And over here, YouTube, all you guys, thanks. You can dance too. But you guys here in the Zoom part, I'll be watching you. So pretend you're at a wedding and you don't care who's watching. And we're gonna do 2 minutes of Boom Chukka Wang Lang Syne and kill 2020. We're gonna hang around after. We don't. If you want to hang around and talk a little bit after, that's up to you. But this thing is ending right now. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks, Don. Happy New Year.
I love you, big mama, let me say that thing. Boom chukka wang wang, boom chukka wang. When I see you chukka wang, it makes me wanna sing. Boom chukka wang wang, boom chukka wang. Boom chukka wang wang, boom chukka wang. My mom wants me to read and try to use my brain, but I just wanna see my baby boom chukka wang. Boom chukka wang wang, boom chukka wang. Boom chukka wang wang, boom chukka wang. The DJ at the wedding is so damn lame. To get this party jumping, play boom chukka wang. Boom chukka wang wang, boom chukka wang. Boom chukka wang wang, boom chukka wang. Break it down. Boom. Ow. Boom. Ow. Chukka wang wang. Ow. Boom chukka wang wang, boom chukka wang. Boom chukka wang wang, boom chukka wang.
Happy New Year!
Happy New Year!
He's better than Guy Lombardo.
Happy New Year! That looks so good. Oh man, I hope we got that recorded. You're all in trouble now.
We got it.
It's
So
next
good.
my microphone with my baton.
Oh.
Good night, everybody. Good night, Don. Good night, Brandon.
Yeah. Happy New Year.
Good night,
Get
everybody.
better, Daniel
Thanks,
Kaner.
everybody.
We're rooting for you.
Yeah, get better, Daniel.
All right,
Night,
so
everyone.
we don't just shut this off abruptly. We let you go one at a time because otherwise it's a very abrupt reminder that we're all alone. So we don't want to do that.
I love you, Don. Bye.
Let's say
Love
bye,
you.
Facebook and YouTube.
Shanna.
Bye, Facebook.
Bye, Chris. Bye, Don. Bye.